धानेर खेते रुद्र छायाय लुकोचुरी खेला रे भाई लुकोचुरी खेला नील आकाशे के भासाले सादा मेघेर भेला रे भाई लुकोचुरी खेला आज धानेर खेते
In an interview, Ritwik Ghatak was asked about the three films that make up the Partition trilogy, Meghe Dhaka Tara, Komol Gandhar and Subarno Rekha. He was asked, "You express the pain and agony caused by the Partition of Bengal in most of your films. Does the Partition of Bengal have any significance for us now?" Ghatak replied, "It definitely has. And from the very beginning, I had strong objections to this partition. Even in my last film, I have expressed this view. I am not talking about political union of the two parts of Bengal, because neither do I understand these things nor do I feel interested in these. I am talking about a cultural reunion. The point is that the bitterness between the two parts of Bengal is the result of a great betrayal. This is what I have tried to say through my films. Love unites the whole of Bengal. We can reunite at this very moment. The rascals have destroyed that mutual love. This has been done artificially and one should have no right to forgive this act. However, 25 to 27 years have lapsed after the partition. Hence, it is now a historical fact. But culturally, the Bengalis cannot be changed. We have a common culture."
ওই পারি আমার দেশের বাড়ি। ওই যে ঘরগুলো দেখা যাচ্ছে এত কাছে, অথচ কোনোদিন আমি ওখানে পৌঁছতে পারবো না। ওটা বিদেশ, ওখানে দেশটা কেটে দু টুকরো হয়ে গেছে।
সত্যি আমাদের বাংলাদেশটা যে কি হয়ে গেল।
The couple of tropes that keep coming back very interestingly between all these writers of various times is this idea of the twinning of Bengal and then the fracturing of what should have been what would have made identical twins. There is a scene in Shadow Lines where the grandmother, who is being taken back to her to the home that she grew up in, is so excited and she doesn't know what the border might mean to her, so she's anticipating seeing something that will demarcate the border crossing. And when she's told that, I don't know what she imagines, perhaps something like the Great Wall of China or something. So when she's told that now she is in Bangladesh, that she's crossed over, and she says, but where was the border? Where is the line? And clearly, one of the ideas behind that is the question that there is no line and there cannot be a border. It is something that is imposed, and it is something that cannot but fragment the psyche of the people. I was struck with wonder that there really had been a time not so long ago when people, sensible people of good intention, had thought that all maps were the same, that there was a special enchantment in lines. They had drawn these borders, believing in that pattern to the enchantment of lines, hoping perhaps that once they had etched their borders upon the map, the two bits of land would sail away from each other like the shifting tectonic plates of the prehistoric Gondwana land. What had they felt, I wondered, when they discovered that they had created not a separation, but an yet undiscovered irony. The irony that killed Tridib, the simple fact that there had never been a moment in the 4,000-year-old history of that map when the places we know as Dhaka and Calcutta were more closely bound to each other than ever after they had drawn their lines so closely that I, in Calcutta, had only to look at the mirror to be in Dhaka. A moment when each city was the inverted image of the other, locked into an irreversible symmetry by the line that was to set us free, our looking glass border. Jibanananda Das has a cycle of lyrics that was titled Ruposhi Bangla, or Beautiful Bengal. Sonnet number 4, Ruposhi Bangla. I have seen Bengal's face. Jibanananda Das. I have seen Bengal's face, that is why I do not seek beauty of the earth anymore. I wake up in the dark and see the dawn's magpie robin perched under the parasol-like huge leaf of the fig tree. On all sides I see mounds of leaves of black plum, banyan, jackfruit, oak, peepal lying still. Their shadows fall on the spurge bushes on Zedwari clumps. Who knows when Chand near Champa from his Madhukar boat saw such oaks, banyans, Gamboja's blue shades, Bengal's beauty incomparable. Behula too someday floating on the raft on Gangur's water, when the full moon of the tenebrous 12th night died on the river's shoal, saw countless peepals and banyans beside the golden corn. Also heard the tender songs of Shama, and one day going to Amara. When she danced like a torn wagtail in Indra's court, Bengal's river field, wild violets wept at her feet like anklet bells. The trajectory that we have come now to Taslima, who is our contemporary, that there is much more violence. There is much less remembrance of the beauty of the paddy fields and the bird singing and the different kinds of trees that we had. The nostalgia has faded and has regurgitated itself into this kind of inexpressible rage. And the rage is coming out in different ways. And I think that is very much a comment on where we are today, that so many years from 47, the 47 that Taslima Nasreen says that she wants to erase and vomit out and not swallow, is this sense that we fragmented even more. Partition was only the beginning. And now we are at a stage where nothing comes together. So we are all in this constant state of falling apart, of being torn apart. This kind of breaking is something that is being imposed on us. So I think it speaks in some sense from the kind of hardship that Ritwik Ghatak presented in his films, from the kind of pain, as well as sort of pained nostalgia that we see in some of the early partition poetry. We come now to a stage which is also reflective of our 60-70 year response to partition, that it hasn't become better, that we've not been able to regroup into 2 different entities or 3 different entities and reconcile ourselves, but it has instead become even more of a deeper and a more violent fragmentation that we are living every day of our lives now. Denial by Taslima Nasreen. India was no discarded paper that you had to tear to bits. I want to erase the word 47. I want to wash away the ink stain of 47 with water and soap. 47. The word pricks like a thorn in my throat. I do not want to swallow it. I want to vomit it out. I want to regain the undivided soil of my forefathers. I want Brahmaputra as much as I want Subarnarekha. I want Chitakondo hills as much as the Kanchenjunga. Sri Mongol as much as Jalpaiguri. I want the Shal forests of Bihar as well as Ajanta and Ellora. If Curzon Hall is mine, Fort William belongs to me too. That man who fought in 71 and won, that man who thrashed away the 2-nation theory, he can never accept defeat at the hands of 47. From the selection I Koshto Jhepe, Jibon Dilo Mepe, 1994, Taslima Nasreen.
রাতে মোর দুয়ার গুলি ভাঙলো ঝড়ে, জানি নাই তো তুমি এলে আমার ঘরে, যে রাতে মোর দুয়ার গুলি